What's up, y'all? Welcome to another car conversation. I'm excited to be here again. It's almost like I get to socialize with y'all, even though we're not like together. I get to pretend that you're right here, and I actually have my coffee with me, one of my favorite coffees. Got coffee to go. One of the not very many coffee shops are actually staying open. A lot of them have closed, but this one they've done like curbside. So you basically order it and then they just stick it out on like a little table. So you pay for it over the phone. So there's like no interaction. They're trying to be very safe, but it's amazing because I still got my coffee. My go-to order is honey, oat milk latte, backwards, a latte with oat milk and honey. If you haven't gotten that, try it. It is absolutely amazing. Anyways, I thought it would be really fun to have some girl chat today, like I do every time we have a car conversation. And I like to pretend like we're hanging out, like we're just driving somewhere, like we're just talking and chatting about like all things girl talk. So if we were chatting, I would tell you the story. And the story would be that several years ago, I did not know that getting ghosted was even a thing. I had no idea that that existed. I like literally didn't know that that was a thing. Several years ago, long before Dave and I were a thing, I was getting to know this other guy. Things were pretty serious. Like we weren't officially in a relationship, but you know, like that stage where it's like right before you're official, like you're not like boyfriend, girlfriend, or couple or whatever you want to call it, but you're like almost there. Like you both know you're interested. You're like talking a lot. You just haven't like taken that next step yet. You have to like kind of like go through the process. Anyways, so he was like really intentional, had been like pursuing me and like going above and beyond, like calling my dad, telling him he was interested in me, like all this stuff that I didn't even ask him to do. And I was like, wow, this guy's really intentional. Like, this is awesome. So we were just like, you know, communicating a lot, having so much fun. I loved his personality. Thought he was like super fun. Seemed like a great guy. Seemed to have a lot of great ambitions and passions in life. And then one day, after having communicated for quite a while, one day, I never heard from him again. He just disappeared. And I didn't know what ghosting was back then. I didn't know that that was a thing. I didn't know that people just disappeared on people. So I was absolutely like shocked and like really weirded out. Like, what just happened? And I was like not gonna, I didn't really want to like chase him down because I was like, I don't really know what's going on. And I just kind of wanted to see like, okay, is he interested in me? Is he not? Because if a guy's really interested, he'll eventually like say something, but he didn't. He just was gone. And so I just decided, you know what? If that's the way he handles relationships, if that's the way he's going to just leave, like, okay, you know, and I could tell from like social media and stuff that there wasn't like a problem. He was fine. Like he was still posting and really active and stuff, but it was like, I guess he was just done with getting to know me, and his way of being done with it was just disappearing. And so I just decided, you know, I guess that's it. And, you know, I didn't really want to go like try to connect with him again or ask what's going on, because I just was like, you know, I just, if I'm going to be with a man, I want a man who can at least like face me to tell me the problem or face me to tell me the issues. Like, I'm tough. I can handle it. Like, you know, don't feel like you can't say anything on account of me. So if that's the reason, like, I can handle this. Or if it's just too hard, or you're just not interested and you're just like done. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe those of you who have been in a similar situation can comment below with like your experience and your thoughts, because it's still really weird to me, and it still absolutely boggles my mind that like ghosting is a thing and that's how people handle relationships. I just want to tell you, if you are in a relationship, please never do that to someone. I feel like it's the most disrespectful, rude, unkind thing to do. Even if you don't like the person, like at least show a little bit of decency and tell them like, hey, not interested. I don't really like you and I'm gone, you know, like anything just to let them know like, hey, this is ending, I'm gone. But yeah, don't ever do that to someone. I think if you go through that situation, like for me going through it, I personally decided that I didn't want to chase after him. I didn't want to, like, after I realized like he's fine, like there's not a problem with him, like I could tell from social media, I just kind of like stopped following him on social media, stopped keeping up with his life, because I didn't want to like keep my heart connected, because I decided that I didn't want to be with a man like that. Like I wanted a man who would respect me, who would honor me, who would cherish me, and I wanted to have respect for him, you know. And so I just knew that that's not the type of guy that I wanted to be with. But it was very eye-opening for me to realize that that is a thing and that that actually happens and that goes on. Whoever's watching this, I just want to say, like, let's raise the bar, like, let's raise the standard. Let's not act in that way, and let's not encourage our friends to act in that way. Let's call each other to a higher standard and treat each other with a greater level of decency and respect, and just honor each other with that base level. But if you've gone through that situation, I just want you to know I'm really sorry. That's no fun. Like, if we were hanging out and you had gone through something, I'd be like, give me a sister. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, it's just the worst. I mean, I'd probably give you my coffee, even though I really like it. But it's just no fun. I think in those situations, you don't have answers. You don't know the reasons. And I'm kind of for not, like, going after and getting the answers, because you don't want to be with that type of guy anyway. So why get the answers? It's not going to help anything. Instead, I would encourage you really to just, like, rest in the Lord, trust in the Lord that that wasn't his plan, that wasn't his best for you, and just rest knowing that where he has you right now is the best plan. And, the relationship ending then may have saved you more heartache that could have come down the road. So even finding reasons to be grateful that it ended, rather than, just, being so sad that you lost out on this, great guy. I don't think he's probably as great as maybe you thought he was, because he treated you that way. And then don't allow his actions to give you doubt of your worth and your value, because the way he treats you cannot add or take away from your value. Like, you are 100% worthy and valued and loved because of who Jesus says you are, because of his sacrifice on the cross, because you're his redeemed daughter. You are his beautiful, redeemed daughter, and there is no one that can ghost you or tell you something that can take that away. And I think the tendency for us as women can be to think, if a guy treats us a certain way or doesn't treat us with a certain level of honor and respect, that reflects on our worth and value, and we can have a lot of doubt and insecurity as a result. And I think we need to not go down that road. We need to turn to Christ and say, God, what do you say about me? You say I'm loved, I am chosen, I am adopted into your family. Thank you for loving me so much. Thank you that I get to have a personal relationship with you. Thank you that I can find my complete satisfaction in you, and that this guy has nothing to do with that. And so I think that allowing that ghosted moment or whatever to drive you to Christ, you'll find even more satisfaction, and you'll grow in your confidence and your assurance of who you are as a woman in Christ because of that situation. And you'll become an even more just even better woman for your future husband or the next guy that comes along, because you'll have grown so much from that situation. So that'd be my encouragement to you. Obviously, this is not a deep dive into anything. This is just like a chat. Like, this is weird. Ghosting is weird. Let's not do that to people. And if it happens to us, let's handle it maturely. Let's not lower to that level. But I want to hear from you. Like, have you ever been in that situation? And if you have, how did you handle it? And how would you recommend that we handle this in a really Christ-honoring way? Because we know God says, whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. So even when we're in those awkward, weird moments, we need to think of glorifying Christ and not stooping to the level of the person that we are interacting with. So yeah, that's all I got to say about this. I'm still weirded out that it ever happened to me. And I want to know, has it ever happened to any one of you? If so, leave a comment letting me know, and maybe we can encourage each other.